All right, first grade, today we're going to be learning about chapter 15. We have completed chapter 14, and today we're starting with 15.1. We're going to be talking about picture graphs. You're going to love this chapter. Before we get started, we're going to start off with our Pearson video, and then I have some examples to go over before you complete your assignment. Let's get started.
Look at the picture graph.
So this is what we call a picture graph. The reason they call it a picture graph is because it uses pictures to show a graph. You will see that it is titled Favorite Pets. We have a cat, a fish, and a dog.
What is the graph about? It is about favorite pets.
The title usually tells you what the graph is going to be about. In this case, it is Favorite Pets.
How many children chose a cat as their favorite pet? Let's find out. What does each cat picture stand for? A child who chose a cat as the favorite pet. How can you find out how many children chose a cat?
Well, if each picture stands for a child who chose a cat, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 4 children chose a cat.
You can count the cat pictures. So, 4 children chose a cat. How many children chose a dog as their favorite pet?
So think about that for a second. How many children chose a dog as their favorite pet? Correct. 2. Just count the pictures. There are 2.
Each dog stands for 1 vote. 2 children chose a dog. What do you do to find out how many more children chose a dog than chose a fish?
Now, that's a very good question.
You subtract the number of fish from the number of dogs. 2 minus 1 equals 1.
Whenever it asks how many more, remember and think that it's going to be subtraction. How many more children chose a fish than a dog? Start off with a bigger number. We know that we have 2 dogs. We're going to take away 1, which equals 1.
1 more child chose a dog. How many children in all voted for a favorite pet?
So think about that question for a second. If we want to know how many children voted in all, what do you think we would do? You're probably right. We're going to count how many chose cats, which is 4, how many chose fish, which is 1, so 4 plus 1, and then how many chose dog, which is 2. So 4 plus 1 plus 2.
Count all the pictures. 7 children voted. Now you know how to use a picture graph to answer questions.
All right, let's get started. I have some teaching slides here, so this is going to be some examples that we're going to go over. So let's take a look at the first one here. I'm going to move this down so we can practice. All right, so here we go. It says, use the graph to answer the questions. This is what your assignment is going to look like, but with different graphs because this is for example purposes. So let's take a look at it. It says, how many people chose cats? Well, the way that I do it is that I look at cats and I count how many people voted for cats. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My answer is going to be 5. I take a look at the next one and it says, how many more? Remember, when it says how many more, always think subtraction. So I'm going to make it red so we can remember. If it says how many more, think subtraction. How many more people chose cat than hamster? I'm going to take cat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to take 5 minus, and how many people chose hamster? 1, 2, 3. 5 minus 3 equals, 2. 5 minus 3 equals 2. That means that 2 more people chose cat over hamster. Now, if it says how many people voted in all, all we do is either count the pictures or add them all together. So first, I'm going to do this. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to say 5 plus, there's 2 people that voted for dogs, plus 3 people that voted for hamsters. Now, the other way that I can do it is simply count the pictograph. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 10 people voted in all. Let's practice another one before you get started with your assignment today. It says, how many people voted for their favorite sport in all? Remember, it's adding all 3 of them together or just counting the pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people voted in all. How many more people liked basketball than soccer? Remember, how many more? Think subtraction. So how many more people liked basketball than soccer? So I'm going to say soccer is 2, basketball is 4. Well, whenever we do subtraction, the bigger number comes first. So I'm going to do 4 minus 2 equals, and what does 4 minus 2 equal? 2. That means 2 more people chose basketball than soccer. Now, how many people liked football and soccer? So I only want to know how many people voted for football and soccer. Let's take a look. Football, 1, 2, 3, plus soccer, 1, 2, 2. So what does 3 plus 2 equal? We are going to say 5. 5 people chose football and soccer. Your questions on your assignment today are going to look very similar to this. So let's take a look. Once you go into classwork today and you click on math, you will see 15.1. You will see your questions. It says use the graph to answer each question. Just simply click this box and you will be able to answer in each one. You have a few questions. If you have any questions that you would like me to help you with, please feel free to comment or message me and I'll be happy to set up a live session with you. Remember, if it says how many more, just like in our teaching slide, how many more, think subtraction. If you have any questions, just remember, I'm here to help.